Alright, it's New Year's Eve. It's a beautiful sunset in Maryland. What is it? January 30th, 2020. And working on my new project, baby. Let's go here. 633 CSI. Working very beautifully, I might say. Give you some of the exhaust. Sounding good. It's just working. So very happy about that. Picked it up from the shop yesterday and seems to be working beautifully. I love this car. This is my dream car. Let's take a look at it from afar. Let's see, here's the front. And that beautiful reverse opening hood. Sweet! Currently have the wrong rims on it. Found those on Craigslist for about 150 bucks. Well, 110 bucks as a matter of fact. But those don't, I'm going to probably need to put spacers on those if I want them, but I don't want them. I want to put the OEM rims on here, back on here, but all of these centers are cracked and that's going to have to be fixed. So tomorrow, the rest of the restoration begins. I'm going to start first with cleaning the OEM rims and taking off those old dry rotted tires. After these are all cleaned, I'll take them to the shop to get them, get the center caps fixed, and then I'll start moving towards brakes and any suspension parts needed. Right, but here's that M30 engine, working very beautifully, I might add. Very nice. However, I do need to do some fuel work on this car. You can see so far I replaced the fuel regulator, put a cheap battery in here, changed some of the relays, and literally all of the fuses were replaced. I put on all of the new spark plugs. Yeah, I installed all new spark plugs, a new rotor and distributor cap, but you can't see it. The technician looks like the technician took off the top there. I put on a new coil, a new fuel filter, as well as a the two fuel pumps, the main pump as well as the pre-pump. Both of those were replaced. Also, I replaced and have to put back the reference and speed sensors. Those are replaced. So next, literally, I start working on... Oh, also I dyed the carpet. For whatever reason, the carpet was this funky green. It had faded and it was old, but look, I dyed this carpet black and it looked very nice. Next, I'm going to take out the seats, and once the seats are out, I'll dye the carpet under there and give it a nice clean and then dye again. But the inside of the car is in pretty good shape. Not bad at all. I did get some parts with this car. I don't know, for whatever reason the trunk smelled horrible when I picked it up originally. Probably can't see in there because it's too dark, but I did get the spare, so I have 5 wheels. I did get this exhaust guard here. This piece actually broke on me. This is I guess the spare cover that broke. And I got the this is a rail, I guess the entry rail, just under the side door. That's it. I don't know. If you're from the Maryland area, do you remember Sussman? I guess who sold that car? Sussman originally. But the car does have a cool backstory. I'll get into that at some other point. But again, this is my CSI. Let me see if I can back out. Okay, well, that's all I can back out. This car is just sweet. Also, the infamous Hoffmeister's kink. Infamous. Yes, my hands are ashy because I was just working on the car. I actually took off there's like this plate in between the engine and transmission. You have to remove that plate in order to get to the reference and speed sensor. So when the car was repaired yesterday or earlier this week, that plate was still loose. I hadn't put the bolts back because I was going in and out, or to and from those sensors to determine, which way they should be plugged in, and I forgot to put those screws in. However, I put the screws in, the car's no longer tinging, and everything seems to be working very well. But here we are. I'll have more videos tomorrow, but so far so good. Car's working very well. Let me close this hood right here. Get back. Let you get a view of the front. Also, I am looking for the well, it has the US bumper, so I don't know. I don't want to put $1 billion into this car. So I am looking for, if not a new bumper with the spoiler, with the typical 635 CSI spoiler. I would like the spoiler itself to go on this car. So those are my next steps. Brakes, suspension if needed. Car does sit a little crooked for whatever reason. So I'm not sure if one of the shocks collapsed. I don't think the shock collapsed. I think it maybe just these 3 Series tires I have on the car. I think that's probably what's contributing to how this car sits, just not sitting properly. I'll get the wheels back on this as soon as possible. However, this car hasn't run since. This car has not run since 2006. Hasn't run at all since 2006. It's amazing. It's running now. Hasn't run since 2006, and it's 2020. 14 years in the making, baby. Up and running. No leaks. Everything seems to be well maintained. When I look back at the history or the documents I received from the last owner, everything seemed to be, everything else seemed to be working well. The car didn't seem to be having many issues prior to the purchase. And look, I'll get into the story at a later date, but there were a lot of things that were maintained on this car at the dealership. So a lot of money was spent on this car just prior to the purchase of the previous owner. So I feel confident that it'll be a good running and driving vehicle for Sundays, just for Sundays, not an everyday vehicle. At some point I'm going to build my garage. Let me go over here. Man, that's my son's scooter. At some point I'm going to build my garage with this gorgeous view. Look at this view. Sweet! Over there. That's the site for the new garage. Essentially I'll have the driveway to come this way. and around, and then back up to here. And I have a very, very long driveway. I hate snow days. I just hate freaking snow. Shoveling the snow on this driveway is like shoveling a block, a sidewalk block, like a double sidewalk block downtown. It's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So definitely I want to look to build my own garage and house some of my cars. What I have so far, I mentioned it before in prior videos, so just take a look at some of my other videos to see those. But I have obviously the 633 CSI, the Mercedes E320, 1998, Porsche Cayenne 2004, Porsche Boxster 1998, as well as, I restored a 5 Series, 5 Series 2001. That was one of my recent restorations. Also a Cadillac Escalade. See if I can get a shot of this. Getting really dark out here. Yeah, 2004 Escalade. That's my police truck. And a 1994 Fleetwood Coupe de Ville. That was my brother's. That car is in very good condition also. Again, no leaks. No leaks. I'm losing light, so I'll be back. Check up on you. Well, I'll be back to give an update and give the backstory on this car. But until then, BMW Kings, I'm out.